Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh. Wa na'udzu billahi min syururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa may yudlil fala hadiya lahu. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarika lah. Wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh alladzi la nabiyya wa la rasula ba'dahu. Amma ba'du. First of all, let's give thanks to Allah who has given us mercies and blessings so we can and you can watch me here and later the guests. And secondly, don't forget to give salat and salam to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who has guided us from the stupidity to cleverness era. It's called Islam religion era. So today, I am Alazin Zikri Pohan from XRPL. Will be your MC for today's what's the name? What it is our weekly tech talk session sharing. Huh? Series. So we have invite a special guest from Jakarta, I think. So let's come, Kinan. Okay, hello Kinan.
Okay, hello Zikri.
So maybe you can introduce yourself first before start.
Okay, hello everyone. Uh, Firstly, I would like to introduce myself. So my name is Kinan, as Zikri have mentioned, and in this WTS session today, I will be your speaker in this WTS
Okay,
session this weekend.
thank you, Kinan. So for today UTTS, we will we would talk about how to use Tailwind CDN, and I don't know, it's out depend on Kinan. So maybe you can start Kinan for the lesson.
Okay, thank you, Zikri. So, okay, thank you. Okay, so first, maybe I will explain what is Tailwind CSS. So I can go to this site here, tailwindcss.com. So Tailwind CSS is a CSS framework for HTML that we can use to so we can code faster and style our elements in HTML faster and easier using Tailwind CSS. So now let's just get started without wasting any more time. So before we can use this Tailwind CSS framework, we need to, of course, install it. And the easiest way to install is using the Tailwind CLI that we could install using npm or Node Package Manager. But not everyone has Node Package Manager, especially for maybe beginners like us that don't necessarily have need to have npm all the time. So today I'm gonna show you an easier way to install or use Tailwind CDN, Tailwind CSS, which is using the play CDN method. So the play CDN method for Tailwind CSS is just like any other frameworks. You just need to add the CDN to your code. So now I'm gonna open VS Code. I have prepared a folder for this session today. So I'm gonna create an index.html file and the basic template. CDN. Okay, so now I can go back to the Tailwind CSS site documentation on the play CDN section. The first step is to add the play CDN script to your HTML. Add the play CDN script tag to the head of your HTML file and start using Tailwind's utility classes to style your content. So I can just copy this code here, this script part, you can block it and then Ctrl-C and then back to VS Code. Below title, I can just paste it here. Now I'm gonna open preview, live preview. Oh, I'm gonna try typing in H1 hello world. Okay, as you can see on the right side here, we already have the H1 hello world, and it's already styled. If you can notice, it's not using the default uh, Times New Roman font anymore because we have we are now using the Tailwind CSS CDN. So if I were to remove this for a while now, you can see this is how it would usually look. It looks like a plain, yeah, default font of unstyled content, but with the Tailwind CSS, it's automatically styled using this nicer font here, and there's no margins on the top and the left. And I can now also style this h1 using the inline method, or I'm sorry, using the class method of Tailwind CSS. For example, color. Oh no, that's not how you do it. Text blue. Not text blue. Okay. Uh, okay, wait one moment. Okay, I'm sorry. Wait for a moment. Okay, now back in the VS Code. Okay, so I'm just gonna see the documentation first. I'm sorry. Uh, Example, the colors. How to use the color. Okay, we're gonna try the background in the index.html. So I'm gonna put it in the body class bg bg what black, for example. Okay, and in the text I'm gonna give text white. Okay, as you can see now in the live preview on the right side here, the background is now black and the text is white, because we have added the classes and we have imported the CDN script of Tailwind CSS. Now I'm gonna try opening this in a browser. As you can see, exactly the same. Now if I were to open Inspect or the DevTools in the console, there's a warning. CDN.tailwind.css.com should not be used in production. To use Tailwind CSS in production, install it as a post CSS plugin or use the Tailwind CLI and the link. So that means that this CDN of Tailwind CSS is not meant for production, only for development, or yes, development. So you should not use it for production. And uh, if you're done with the project and you want to go to the production stage, you should not use the CDN. Instead, you should use the previous one, the one that uses npm, which is the Tailwind CSS CLI. But as I said before, not everybody has npm, so there's actually another method for the Tailwind CLI that you can use for production, but not using npm, which is installing it as a standalone executable. The CLI is also available as a standalone executable if you want to use it without installing Node.js. So in this session today, I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Standalone CLI, use Tailwind CSS without Node.js. So I can just go to the Get Started section and open the latest release on GitHub. Now I'm going to find, in this case I'm using Windows, so I'm going to download the Tailwind CSS Windows x64.exe, this one. save it, and now we need to wait for the download. And, and fortunately, it's very fast, so I can just click this. Okay, as you can see, this app is not recognized by the Windows antivirus, I guess. So you need to trust the publisher and just click run anyway. Okay, as you can see, it shows us the basic commands for the Tailwind CSS, exactly like how it would show if we use the npm. So how to use this in a project is you open your project and then you open your file explorer. So reveal in file explorer, and then you need to find where you downloaded the executable. In this case, I downloaded it to downloads. Now I can just cut this and paste it into my project folder. Now for ease of access, I'm gonna rename it to TW. Now back to VS Code. Okay, I'm gonna delete this for now. Okay, it's back to the default uh, plain display now. Now I can open uh, the integrated terminal. If I type TW here, as you can see, it gives the same output as if we opened the file previously, which is the same output as if we installed Tailwind CSS using npm. So now I can just uh, use the standard initialization command in Tailwind CSS as if I would using the npm. So before that, I'm going to create a folder src, a file input.css, put it here. Okay, in the documentation, I can copy all this. This third step, put it in the input.css. And then from the documentation, I can copy uh, this one, Tailwind CSS in it. So I don't need to copy that, it's only in it. I can now type in Tailwind CSS in it. But before that, because we installed this as a standalone executable, and I renamed the file to tw.exe, so we can delete this Tailwind CSS part and just type tw followed by init. Now as you can see, it it's initialized our Tailwind CSS project, and it created this tailwind.config.js file as if you would get if you use the npm. So now back to the documentation. You can add the content, which is just the index.html, and then you can start the build process. We did this first step here. We can just start this build process. Copy this part after the tailwind CSS because we're using TW for the command now. TW, Control V, Enter. Now as you can see, it automatically created this output CSS file as well. So now if I open live preview and import the output.css, src output.css, as you can see in the preview on the right side here, our page is styled again like previously using the bg black class for the body and the text white class for the h1 text, which is hello world. Okay, so maybe that's all for this tutorial for Tailwind CSS CDN for today. Thank you very much, and I would like to return it to the MC.
Okay, thank you for Kinan who have given us a lesson about how to use CSS CDN, Tailwind CSS CDN, or how to download CSS Tailwind without npm, so you can download in what's the name? I forget. So I'm Alexander Pohan as DMC. We'll close this statement with doa kafarat majelis. So the last I say Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you guys.